Hey, it's me, NT, and welcome to my review of Many Nights of Whisper. Now, Many Nights of Whisper is an hour-long game where you have one shot to light a torch that will grant everyone's wishes. It's developed by Deconstruct Team, the makers of the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which is currently sitting at an 85 on Metacritic. Many Nights of Whisper is split into two sections, which are practicing with your slingshot to light the torch and deciding whose wishes to grant. Each day starts with a well-written bit of dialogue with your mentor, filling in bits of story or knowledge about the characters, before freeing you to wander around a tiny square of a temple yard. Outside the yard are torches, and lighting each one gives you an achievement with a bit of lore in the description. Unfortunately, having the lore buried in achievements breaks immersion. You have a little box in the corner you have to quickly read, but to read all of it you have to leave the game entirely to pull up your achievements. That's not what I wanted. For 1 hour, I wanted to be completely immersed in the world the Deconstruct Team created. When night falls, people come to you with their wishes. Agree to grant their wish, and you cut off a braid of their hair, strengthening your slingshot the next day. This was my favorite part of the game, thanks to the peaceful music and zen-like feel of listening to people's wishes, which range from silly, like having a pet become immortal, to selfish, like making someone fall in love, to harmful wishes like revenge. The game doesn't judge your decisions, and there's no breakdown at the end of how many people chose to grant which wishes. One of the game's themes is about making your own decisions, and then reflecting on what those decisions mean. Because I was pretty careful about which wishes I agreed to grant, I didn't get my full slingshot power until the last day of the game. I had the morning to practice the shot, farther away than anything I had attempted to hit before. I pressed against the fence, at the very edge of the temple area, let fly my shot, and missed. A few more tries, and I finally lobbed a shot into the chalice torch. That was when I was hit with the enormity of the task. In a game with no UI of any kind, not even a crosshair, I had to lob a perfect shot from hundreds of yards away on the first try. That meant it was time for the real practice to start. I decided exactly where to stand at the fence, with a specific fence railing exactly between my legs, and started trying to dial in my shots. Should I try to measure the angle of my shot by the inclination of my back, or how much of the fence was still in my eyesight? Should I try to eyeball if the chalice was in the center of the screen, or should I find something else to measure my view of the chalice against? I fired shot after shot, focusing, adjusting, until I asked myself why I was putting in so much effort for such a transitory goal. Many Nights of Whisper is an hour-long game, but I'd already went a little over the hour mark while practicing. The faster I could miss the shot, the faster I could move on to another game. I told myself that these fictional people probably didn't even deserve their wishes. A lot of them were selfish, and many of them would have unintended consequences. What if, by making the shot, I ruined the world? Better if I didn't really try. I quit practicing and started the final ceremony, ready to take my one shot that would improve the world or doom it. It feels too private to share whether or not I succeeded in lighting the torch, so instead I'll just share my recommendation. Many Nights of Whisper is relaxing, thought-provoking, and a great experience that can be completed in one sitting. Yes, it's short, but at $2.99 I think it's priced fairly. But I do want to caution that this game is for adults. There's profanity and controversial topics. There are one or two sections that made me, frankly, uncomfortable, and I think some of them were included just to make it more difficult to decide whether or not to grant a wish. But if you're looking for a game to challenge you, even if it's only to make a very long shot, then Many Nights of Whisper is clearly worth it.